Are you in the market for a brand new gaming monitor but can't decide which one? Well, today I'll give you some hints on why you might want to skip or consider one of these free monitors, as each come with its pros and cons.
Roman does consumer tips.
As you guessed from the title, behind me are 32-inch Ultragear with IPS panel, famed 34-inch ultra-wide Alienware with QD-OLED panel, and a unicorn in the 4K display market, 32-inch Samsung G8 NEO with VA panel and a whopping 240 Hz refresh rate. And as a bonus, I'll draw some similarities against my final selection, 42-inch LG OLED C2. Before we proceed any further, quick disclaimer. Sound and visual effects are perceived differently by all of us, so there is no such thing as one fits all. Keep that in mind when selecting your next monitor, and just remember, at the end of the day, it's all about having fun and crushing your enemies. And now back to it. When selecting a gaming monitor, there are only three factors to keep in mind: resolution, refresh rate, and response time. All balance each other out. Want a higher resolution, then you lose on FPS. Want faster FPS, then you lose on resolution. And on top of that, different panel types provide different response time. So far, OLED is the fastest one with its 0.1 millisecond response time. This video came to existence when I decided to upgrade my 27-inch monitor for something bigger, and despite enormous amount of monitors to choose from, there's really not much even at the premium level when it comes to price versus value. And this will be my main selection criteria, as all of them cost in the range of $1,000 to $1,500 plus minus. I feel like I may also need some help from my crew. From Leo, Max, and what we're doing today is we'll test 3 monitors and we'll test this bunch of controllers on Leo while he's playing. What are you playing?
Apex Legends.
Nice. Hey Google, it's game time. Let's start with Ultragear. What's the feel of the monitor so far?
The monitor, I really like it. It's really high quality. The blacks are nice. Overall, it looks very nice.
Apart from cool name, it's solid build, super heavy when compared to other units, and it boasts matte IPS panel capable of 1 millisecond response time. 138 ppi is super crisp. If you don't know what ppi is, here is an example. Some of the highest ppi count monitors having 160 pixels per inch range. So this monitor with 138 is not too far away from there. It also has a refresh rate of 160 Hz, which is great, but not the fastest one from my list. It's bright, colorful, but IPS panel is its weakness, as these are not so great when it comes to contrast and black color due to its backlit design. If this monitor was $500 versus its full price tag, it would be a steal, no questions asked. Yet, despite all that, this is a great mixed usage monitor. Next is 34-inch ultra-wide Alienware AW3423DW. Alright Leo, how are you liking your new monitor?
This monitor is definitely less sharp. I don't really like the curve. It's a really wide monitor. Colors are alright. I prefer the other monitor. This one, I could see like the pixels more.
It's a 2K monitor, and it's OLED, so the colors should be pretty good. And honestly, I had the most hopes for it. Regardless, apart from all the good stuff, such as 0.1 millisecond response rate, QD-OLED panel by Samsung with 110 ppi count, perfect blacks and contrast, and 175 FPS refresh rate. There is also no power brick, by the way. It's built in, a great space saver, unlike with the other two. Yet, my issue with it is this. It has Dell and Samsung build quality. Let me explain. Monitor arrived with scratched reflective layer straight from the factory. When it warms up, it starts making cracking sounds, and when you touch the corners, it squeaks. Then look at this bezel. Whoever glued it didn't care much. And this is what I mean by Dell quality. It's consistent across their entire lineup of products. Check out some of my reviews about Alienware laptops. Same thing across the board. Then my 10 cents on QD-OLED. Since Samsung makes it, it's not prone to dead pixels. even straight out of the box. Here are some reviews to support it. I think at this price point, this monitor has to be spotless. Am I wrong? Am I asking too much? Oh, and two more things. Brightness and glossy screen could be an issue in bright rooms, so it works best in dark places. And it's only 2K resolution, meaning you might have compatibility issues with your gaming consoles. Finally, we have Samsung Odyssey G8 NEO. And I feel like it's near perfect monitor. Near perfect. Leo, before we start with the controller routine, what do you think?
This is definitely my favorite monitor.
Better than the first one?
Better than the first one. I really like the colors on it. Everything looks very crisp. It's not like, it doesn't look oversaturated.
How about the second one?
The second one, I could definitely notice the pixels a little more. It was way too wide for me. I just like a thinner monitor. I don't have to move my head as much.
Some good stuff about it. Matte 4K VA panel with 240 FPS refresh rate. Wow, super smooth. Topped up with 139 ppi count. Means picture is super crisp at all times. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, this monitor is like, even just that is super crisp.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Even just that is super
That's what I said when it was loading up.
That is so good. This one you should keep.
It has great brightness levels and works well in dark and bright spaces. And I was really surprised about blacks. They're pretty good, taking into account that it's a backlit monitor. Downsides are somewhat same as I said about Alienware. It's built by Samsung. So my display arrived with a dead pixel straight out of the box, like for many others. Stand is shaky and overall build quality could be better, despite great looks. Reading some of these reviews, I don't know how long it will live and if it will die next day my warranty is out. Especially at this current price tag, $1,500, this might be not the smartest investment. So which one should you choose, you may ask? Well, that depends on your priorities. As I assume budget is not an issue, since you are considering these monitors in the first place. In my opinion, I would skip on Ultragear entirely at this price point, since it's an overpriced IPS panel and you are not getting much advantage in gaming when it comes to dark scenes. It's still a good mixed-use panel though. So we are left with Alienware and Samsung. Between these two, you decide which one looks better to you from this sample. As for me, I plan on using my monitor with computer and gaming consoles. Plus, I want that 4K resolution, so Alienware is out 100%. Remember I mentioned LG OLED C2 in the beginning? Well, here's the deal. If you have a deep desk and sitting with your eyes at least 3 feet away from the monitor, at this price point, if you don't mind the size, you may want to consider LG C2 instead of Samsung G8. Especially if you don't need that super fast 240 FPS refresh rate, which, let's be honest, is not easily reachable in 4K due to hardware limitations, at least today. Apart from that, C2 beats it and destroys it when it comes to black colors, contrast colors in general, though you're stuck at 120 FPS. How does it feel?
The colors pop out really well. I love the colors of this.
And it actually has really good contrast.
It's very sharp. You can see like every detail. Wow.
Yeah, that's great for viewing. Wow, like the landscape looks really good. Especially on maximum settings, like you can see like every little thing.
That's amazing. For gaming, my preference is to have a smaller monitor. It's a lot easier to pay attention like what's going on the screen.
It's because of your size preference, right?
Yeah. I mean, since it's bigger, you can like see more detail.
How's tracking?
I do feel like I play better on a smaller monitor.
More real estate to look at, yeah.
I don't feel input delay on this.
There's none.
It's like instantaneous. Other than like the size of the monitor, I would say it's similar to the previous one, so it's one of the best ones. All right, I'll try some team deathmatch.
A few moments later.
What do you say about playing on this monitor?
It's really nice.
So now comparing with those two monitors, so Alienware, you pass on it 100%, right? Because it's 2K.
Yeah, I like the curve on the other one too.
Yeah, so the first one you tried, Ultragear.
Yeah, because the colors on this one and the third one, they look a lot nicer.
Then between Samsung, the last one you tried.
And this one, both of them, they look really nice. The colors are really nice. It's pretty hard to choose. It's just based off of the size.
And since C3 model is already out, but was released without any major improvements against the C2, 42-inch LG C2 costs only around $800 US, half price of Samsung. Also on top of that, LG Ultragear just released 2K OLED displays with 240 FPS refresh rate. And this for sure will create some competition for Alienware segment. And just in case, if you want to learn more, I will leave a link to my 42-inch LG C2 versus 42-inch Asus OLED for you to check out. Now, if you excuse me, I have some opponents to crush. And on this note, I'll see you in my next video. Godspeed.